Won't you please come join me for some midnight therapy? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Midnight Therapy. I'm sorry it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. I took a week off. I know some of you were probably extremely saddened and disappointed by that, but hey, life gets busy. I try my best to do this show out of the goodness of my heart for the 30-some loyal listeners. Doesn't make me a lot of money, but I do it for the good of society. I feel like this is a moral good, what I'm doing on this show. I think someone's got to do it. Someone has to do it, and I'm doing it. But sometimes life gets busy. I have a lot going on, and I don't have time to do it. There's just not enough time in the day. So I did miss it last week. But here we are, like nothing ever happened. Sometimes the anticipation is good. Like a fast is good when you fast, and then you break fast, like breakfast. Now, it's better to like not eat for a day or for like 18 hours. And then you get the health benefits and the mental clarity. But usually people only stop eating when they go to bed. Like when they go to sleep for the night is when they stop eating. And then they eat the first meal when they wake up. 3 seconds after they wake up, they eat a Pop-Tart. That's why we call it breakfast. Break fast. Just to let you know. But yeah, it's good. Anything in moderation is good. Anything in excess gets a little much, you know. So having a week off like edged you a little, to put it, you know, poetically. And now you're ready for this, and it's going to sound better, and the points are going to resonate more, and you're going to tell your friends and your grandma to subscribe because you were so moved and grateful that the show is back after a week hiatus. But I have been busy. What a 2-week span it's been. It's odd to think that so much could happen in 2 weeks, and it's already old news. Like when I talk about some of these things, I feel like it was a lifetime ago, but it was only like 10 days ago. That's why you do have to do this show every week. If you really want to be up on everything, you have to do a show every day, if not 2 times a day. You know, here's what happened in the morning and here's what happened in the evening. Because it moves so quick, they forget about it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a news recap, a little bit of a life recap, a little bit of fun, keep it light. This is going to be a quick episode. I know I always say that, but it's going to be because I'm busy. Remember, we're trying to get to 50 for 50 subscribers by the 50th episode. This is 43 already. Believe it or not, still St. Patrick's Day. We had the parade last week in our hometown of Scranton, our nearby town. Notable city. But St. Patrick's Day is not till Monday. This is Saturday. Still St. Patrick's Day. I got the green on. You know, we'll get into that. Let's talk about Trump's address, the presidential address. That feels like an eternity ago, like I said, but it was within the 2 weeks that I took off from the show. He gave a very odd address. Usually it's like a State of the Union type address where everybody meets like that, but this was just a presidential address. Big tension right off the bat. We knew it was going to be a little heated. We didn't know, you know, Pelosi ripped up his speech first time around. A little bit of drama, a little bit of pageantry in the political realm. We know, blah, blah, blah. But within like 2 seconds of Trump talking, this man who I didn't even know who he was until this happened, Al Green, started waving a cane and screaming at Trump, disrupting the entire speech. And he was kicked out in a very odd fashion. The sergeant at arms, I believe, kicked him out under the order of the Speaker of the House. That's in the first like minute, by the way. Kind of crazy. Set the vibe. I was like, oh boy. Felt like very WWE-ish. Trump was very quiet very quiet during this. Usually, like old Trump. Remember when Trump would kick people out of rallies and he'd be like, "Get him out of here! You look at his fat, and I brought up food stamps. Look at him, get him out. Don't give him his coat." Like, remember Trump would be like that. He just sat there like this, waiting as the guy got kicked out of the presidential address, like it was a nightclub. Very weird. And then it got better. He handled it like a comedy set. Like he did a special. He did a stand-up special where he told jokes and was cocky. And if you were kind of viewing this like a comedy set, he kind of killed. He did really good with what he had, It's very early. It's a month and a half into his presidency, and not a lot of great stuff is going on, to be honest. So how he handled it was kind of interesting. He knew the left was going to, pull their stunts, if you will. They weren't going to get up and clap. They weren't going to stand. They were going to boo. They were going to do something. So he had to pull out, all the tricks. I hate to even call them tricks, but bragging about what he could brag about and throwing all the bad stuff on Biden, which is what he did. The left really didn't come out with a win on that, though, I will say. They looked kind of petty and disrespectful and immature for not clapping and standing for certain things. Even if you hate the president, you should stand up for certain things, like, I don't know, a 13-year-old cancer survivor, the little boy that wanted to be a police officer that was there. You could have stood up for that. That's kind of apolitical. That's just morally right to stand for that. Some of the people that were killed, their family members were there. You could have stood up for that. I don't know. It just didn't look good. The DJ Daniel, that's the little boy. You could have definitely stood up for that one. And because they didn't, it kind of made them look bad. And I think Trump knew it would make them look bad. He even said at one point, he goes, "I could cure the worst disease like cancer, and they wouldn't stand up and clap." And they kind of proved this point. Trump did go back to 2016 era Trump, and he called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas again, which was an insult I didn't hear in a while. And it was nice that he did a callback to that one. Like I said, I'm not a journalist. I'm also not a therapist licensed. But as far as my take, politics aside, I don't think you should care that much. Like I said, you don't really have anything, you can't do anything about it. But what you could do is laugh. And when the president of the United States calls a woman Pocahontas because she claimed to be Native American and she really wasn't, she was like 0.0005%. That's a little funny. It's immature and it's rude, but it's funny. I'm sorry. We could agree. We could all agree that was a little funny. Probably not the right setting for jokes, but it was funny. The left had like these auctioneer signs. They're like holding signs. It was like Elon bad and women good. It was very weird. Like they were like bidding, like on Storage Wars. Like, yep. Like Trump would say something and it'd be like Elon mean. Not great. I don't know who came up with that. Like somebody thought that idea was genius. They're like, we're all gonna wear pink. We're gonna wear pink. First off, we're all gonna wear pink. And then I got these little paddles from Five Below. And on Saturday, we're gonna have mimosas at my place and we're gonna decorate them. And we're gonna write things on them that'll drive home our stance of what we believe in, our core values. Women good. Elon rich. That'll show them. So it didn't work, obviously. And that was really the address. Very odd. A lot of clickbait stories with that. The JD Vance meme has taken, I never saw a meme progress at such a rate before. From the meeting with Zelensky on, it started, becoming more and more. I've been seeing it everywhere. And now it's just, oh my God. So many JD Vance memes. And of course, the night of the speech, you were seeing them pop up, and they're quite funny. I don't know if the left is behind those memes, but the left usually can't meme, like they're really bad at it. But if that's, I don't know, if the left is responsible for the JD Vance memes, I give them credit. They're funny. They're very funny, and that's why you should not be in a cult with your political affiliations where you can't laugh at these people a little. That's funny. Those memes, I'm telling you, look them up. You'll laugh. JD Vance, you should laugh at them. They're funny. Yeah, speaking of the Zelensky thing, Trump brought that up. I guess the next day, Zelensky called him and was like, "All right, we'll do a deal." So it was all like an act, all that fake sympathy for Zelensky. He just caved, I guess, you know. But to be expected, I knew it was all a pageantry thing. It's all just fake. It's for ratings, you know. But Trump, I'm going to be honest. As you know, on this podcast, there's no direct affiliation with anything. I don't endorse any candidates, and I don't subscribe to either party wholly or totally. But I did think Trump was a better choice than Kamala Harris in the beginning. But I'm going to be honest. I have to be honest. Like I said, if Trump won, I was going to be honest. If Kamala won, I was going to be honest. I'm always going to be honest. Trump's not doing so great. It's not looking so great. And a lot of it is because of Elon Musk. You have this man doing an impression of a human being, and he's not. He's very robotic, and he really doesn't care, but he wants you to think he cares about people in the middle class, and it's weird. Trump had this one side of him that was the poor and make America great again and the forgotten people, and now it's billionaires. And it's Elon Musk, who's very odd. And I said this many times before, but just to prove my point, in case you're not listening or you don't believe me or you don't agree with me, what do you have to say about the car lot, the White House lawn being a car lot for Teslas? That was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of weird things, but to turn the White House lawn, which used to be a prestigious place, of great men and women, historical value, and he turned into a car lot where Trump came out and did a cheesy commercial, like almost reading from a note card. Like, so you're telling me this is the Model S and it only cost $49,000? And Elon's like, yes, this is the Model S. It's quite good and stuff. And Trump's like, wow, I might seriously consider buying one. What a great American-owned company. Elon, you are so handsome. And we all just went, what? Trump's going to buy a car? He's going to buy a Tesla? He can't even drive. When you're the president, you can't drive. You have to be driven forever. You always have to get driven around, and you need Secret Service. He's not buying a Tesla. But they sold that to people, and some people believed it. Are you trying to get sales up for Tesla? Like, is that what the president's doing now? I don't know. Like, is this him paying Musk back for getting him elected? Like, how much did Musk sacrifice to get Trump elected? Like, what does Trump owe Musk? And why is he always around him? And why is he sitting in Trump's chair? It's just weird to me. This is so odd. It's like they're dating. It's like Trump is having like an affair on, well, I don't even know if he touches Melania anymore, but, for the face of the public, he's still married to her. But it seems like his new, I don't know, his new infatuation, is that the word, is Elon Musk. And it's very odd. He's like, come on, Donnie, it's time to do our commercial. Coming, Elon, as he pats on some orange rouge. Weird. I hope they don't throw me in jail for saying this. That would be ironic. I'm saying that as a joke, but not really. Like I said, I respect the president. I really do, but you got to separate yourself a little bit from this guy. It's like when your friend is messing around with this girl and he's really head over heels for her, and it's just wrong. Like, you don't trust her, and you can't really tell your friend. And every time you do, he gets mad at you. You're just jealous. You're just jealous of our relationship. because you're a loser. And you're like, dude, I'm just looking out for you. Shut up. And like he's doing all this stuff he wouldn't normally do with her, like taking weird pictures and giving all his money to her and picking apples at an orchard. And this guy used to be like a tough country dude that would hang out at Sheetz with his pickup truck and chew tobacco and say he's never going to get married. And now he's picking apples and taking pictures at the mall with this girl. And he has Crocs now. He wears Crocs around. He has Uggs. He wears Uggs now. And they're like, dude, are those Uggs? Shut up. My girlfriend got them for me. You know, dude, this isn't you. You're just a loser. Like, it feels like that. It feels like Trump is now wearing Uggs and buying Teslas. Even though he doesn't want to. He's just so, like, he's just infatuated with this. I don't know. If you disagree, you could comment. I want those comments up. Let's start a discussion. Yeah, Trump's not doing so hot, especially because of the Elon stuff. I mean that, truly. The tariffs aren't looking good either, but I'm not going to just regurgitate the nonsense these talking heads spew out on the mainstream media and the late night shows and The View and shit. I'm not an economist, and I don't pretend to be an economist. So when people go, don't you know tariffs don't work? I'm not just going to go, oh, well, yeah, certainly they don't work. I'm so sick of these people. Like it's your first day on this planet. It's like it's your first day on this planet and you don't know what hindsight is. Like, of course, you can, if you're not the president or you're not in economics and you're not in the world of this, you could say whatever you want and it might sound okay. And if you could say, well, this is what they said on the news, people will believe you. But really, people just regurgitate nonsense and it's getting a little annoying. The tariff wars are probably happening. I'm going to be honest. There's going to be pageantry, which is what the whole world revolves on. It's all about pageantry. Do you ever wonder why you don't just, if you're married, you don't just throw a pierogi in the air fryer and put it on a paper plate and expect to get laid? Do you know why? Because it's the buildup. It's the night. It's lighting the candles. It's cooking the steak. It's sautéing the whatever, the asparagus on the side of this steak. I don't do that. I don't know how to saute, but you know what I'm saying. You go out to dinner. You get ice cream after. You have some wine. The girl does the makeup. You comb your hair. You brush your teeth. You take a shower. If you're the guy, you take a shower for the first time in a while. Because it's the pageantry. It's the drama. It's the buildup. Anybody knows this. So, of course, Canada's going to be like, oh, we're going to tariff you back and pretend we're strong. This is for the news. This is for the people, for the citizens to feel like they have a little piece they got stake in the game. Our country's standing up to the Americans. Good. But we all know what's going to happen. So just stop with this nonsense. Do you know how many people on my Facebook, specifically Facebook, by the way, because let's be honest, X, you can't even go on. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense anymore. It is. The shit I see on X, if you just stayed on X all day, you'd think aliens were coming and that there's archangels everywhere around you. And I don't know. And that you're going to get the shit beat out of you anywhere you go. Like, it's a cesspool on there. Instagram is just OnlyFans launch pads. That's what Instagram has become. You see a girl and it's like, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Like, that's it for Instagram. TikTok could be anything, crapshoot. But Facebook is bot shit, like dead internet theory stuff. Like, here's a guy making a hut in the woods, like, and you watch it for an hour and then you go, oh my God, I gotta go to bed. It's 1 a.m. And then other than that, it's like boomers posting giant, at least my Facebook, boomers posting giant articles. And they have no idea the attention span of most people is like 2 seconds, but they think people are going to read their big article. And half of it's AI. They're like going on ChatGPT and getting this hot take and posting it. And it's so exhausting. And the same 5 people comment, spot on. You're so right. Trump bad. All these political experts and economics experts and stock market experts, it's so crazy to me that they're still working in this town I'm in and that they're still just getting by with all this knowledge. They're geniuses. They should be councilmen and they should be, I don't know, they should be rich and they have all the answers, yet they still work in the same town I work in and never left. I don't know. It's just odd. If you had all the answers, why don't you go run for office then? But no. Get it? You ever wanted that? You ever notice that? Everyone who has all the answers never does anything with them. It's like a fortune teller. They have all the answers, yet they still are grifting on a boardwalk in Jersey. Like if they had, and the people believe them. They believe them. Like this, like the medium. I don't know. Tell me where the gold's buried. I don't know. Right? Like, come on. All these people, they're all experts. But I'll tell you one thing about the China stuff before I rant anymore. Don't worry about China. I'm going to tell you this right now. China's going to do business with us, and I'm going to tell you why. And a lot of people are going to give you other reassurances, like the Fox News people and blah, 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 and all this boring statistics. Here's the real truth. China makes a bunch of crap that only we are going to buy. America is the only place China could sell that crap for as much as they do. Just so you know that. Those SpongeBob Weebles that I love, do you think people anywhere else in the world but America are going to spend $2.40 on a SpongeBob Weeble? They make $2.40 a year in some countries. The only place you are selling crap, the equivalent of crap you would find at a Dollar Tree for as much as we buy it for, is here. So good luck. I honestly, where did all the patriotism go? Be proud to be an American. We just cave in. People go, oh no, China's going to win the tariff war. Shut up. Do you know where you are? You're in America, where the poorest people still own 2 cars and they could buy fast food every day of the week and support 5 children. Like you're talking out of your butthole. I would call China's bluff so quick. I'd be like, where are you going to sell all that shit? Where else are you going to sell all that crap you make? Nowhere. Who's buying Temu except us? Every shipping container is going to America. What, you going to sell Temu to India? Temu? Where are you going to go? You think a lot of people in Germany are ordering off Temu? You're insane. And we're calling your bluff. Sorry. Trump is getting rid of a lot of stuff with Doge, cutting everything federal, including income-driven student loan repayments. And if you're anything like me, who did take those loans out, there's no way for us to pay them back ever, and we probably won't. The only way we would is through income-driven repayment, where it's like a ratio, like depending on how much you make, is how much you can pay back. If you get rid of that, good luck. There's a ton of us, like me, that are under 30 and have taken out large sums of money for our education, and we don't even use it. We don't even use the education, so there's no way to get it back. If you're anything like me, I'm going to school again with more loans so that I might be able to use it one day. But what I'll make compared to what I spent to be able to make that, not good. Not a good strategy. But possession's 9/10 of the law. We all hold our degrees. You can't take them away. You can't take the knowledge out of our brains. So good luck getting it back. That's why, like in the rest of life, you don't give money away to people you don't think can pay it back. The only time they do that is with student loans, which is nefarious and malicious of them because they want to screw these kids, which they are. They're 17 years old at the time. They don't know anything about life. They've been in a public school system for the most part their entire life. They say, pick what you want to do for the rest of your life and sign on the line. They agree to any interest that it says because they just want to go to college and party. And then you think you're going to get them in the long game where they will pay back double the loan and interest. It's not going to happen. That used to happen when the economy and society allowed for you to actually pay it back, but not anymore. So that's their fault. That's the federal government's fault. It's the private loan company's fault. Private loans are smart, though. They'll come take your dog. They'll come take your car. They'll come take everything. I don't have any private loans, thank God. But the federal government might just implode. So if that happens and we do a reset, that's great. We don't have to pay our money back. And we got our education that's not really that beneficial, anyways. Now, if you were 17, you said, I want to start a business, and you went for a small business loan, they'd laugh you out of the bank. They'd laugh you out of community bank. But if you said you wanted to go study gender studies and it was going to cost 250 grand, they'd give you that loan so quick you wouldn't know what happened. There are problems in this country. Anyways, like I said, Trump not doing so hot, but all you economists out there on Facebook, you're not that, come on. Cut it out. Cut it out. Go watch the late night show and The View and just agree with them. You don't have to post about it. It's getting annoying. And I would comment back, but I don't have enough time or energy. I don't have enough time or energy. As far as the stock market goes, I'm going to only rant about this for a little because it's a lot of rants today. Don't be fooled by that either. Here's what's going on. You got billionaires out there, which is why I don't like them surrounding themselves around the president, because they're not always the best people. Not saying they're all bad, but they're not really worried about you and me. They're worried about getting richer and richer and richer. And they can already buy everything, so they want what they can have, which is more power. And this is lesson 101. This is Aladdin, which we're going to talk about later. We always want more power. All of us. From street rat to Jafar. But with the stock market, you have these people like Warren Buffett saying tariffs are actually an act of war, and tariffs are going to destroy the U.S. economy. Let me tell you a little secret. All these billionaires own all the stocks, and they sold them all, which crashed the market. And they sold them all strategically so that you and me and all the other poors sell their little bit of stocks quickly in fear, because they've been fear-mongered to death that the market's going to crash and you're not going to be able to retire. So get out now while you can. And a lot of people are going to. And they're going to say it's because of tariff anticipation. Like the market's going down because they're anticipating the tariffs. First of all, the tariffs didn't affect anything. They weren't even implemented yet. But the talk of them, just the mere speculation of what they might do, from what these billionaires are telling you they might do, is making everybody abandon their stocks and pull out. And once everybody pulls out and they plummet, all the billionaires are going to buy them back for a third of the cost. And the market's going to go right back up, except you won't have any stake in it. So I would hold if I were you. I'm going to be honest. I would just hold if you're in the stock market. If you're not, who cares? I love how people, they'll say the stock market sucks. I'm like, oh, do you have any stocks? No. Why do you care? Shut up. The only people I talk to every day talking about the stock market, they don't even know what that is. They think it's like a farmer's market. You could go to it and pick out your stock. Ooh, Microsoft. So annoying. Got to calm down. Going on to a lighter note, Parade Day happened in Scranton. What a great parade. I missed it this year on purpose. I didn't want to go. I went to college in Scranton. I attended many parties at the U or near the U, the Hill section, which is fun if you're in college. I will say there are police horses walking up and down this hill because it's the Hill section, and there's just parties on both sides of the streets at these houses. It's all mud. It's like a mudslide. Everybody's wearing green. Everybody's having a good time. People are on roofs. It's a fun time. I did that when I was in college, and then as I got older, I hit the bars. The one year it was snowing. There was a blizzard. They canceled the parade. We went anyways. We got stuck in Scranton. It was fun. Didn't want to go this year. Watched it on TV. Usually we always missed the parade because we're at the parties, like back in the day. But I actually watched it the last couple of years on TV. It was fun. Like there's clowns. There's knights in armor. Like, I don't know, fighting each other on the street. It's a fun parade. It's a really fun parade. Parades are always fun. I had a fun time, and then I went out to some local bars, and everybody was decked out in their St. Patty's gear, and they were all turned up at like 3 in the afternoon. It's a fun time. Bagpipers everywhere. It was a good time. Shout out to Matt Jenks. He was on the podcast a while ago. He played at a new bar. We went to see him. It was very fun. He called me up to do a song with him, and I was singing, and the power went out. It was really crazy. I don't know if my voice was just so powerful. I don't know what happened, but the power did go out momentarily when I was singing a Kid Rock song, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I was at one of the bars later, and I just want to bring this up because I thought it was funny. And I heard this dude, it was a younger guy trying to flirt with this girl who was very drunk. And you know how, like, when you're not interested in, like, you're kind of bored drunk and you just start listening to other people, their conversation. So I was listening how he was trying to flirt. It was pitiful. It was pitiful. But he was like, I work at this local military plant, like where they make military supplies. And I had to listen. I was like, okay. And she's like, whoa, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, just between you and me. And he like looks around. He's like, we're developing a super secret hypersonic missile. And she went, what? And then she like immediately went back to texting on Snapchat. And I was like, I'm thinking like, buddy, do you think they just like they let you in on that secret? Do you think it's that secret? That secretive? Where they told you and they trusted you with that information? You just told this random girl at the bar. You better hope it's not like a psyop or a test, where they're trusting you. What if I was undercover? What if I was a undercover agent and I just heard you leak that at the bar? In reality, he might have just been like a custodian or something. And he uses it as a pickup line. We're inventing a yellow cake uranium bomb that can fly in a pigeon drone. Could have said anything. She would have went, wow, and went right back to her phone. He could have said, I am a busboy at a Wendy's. She would have went, wow, and right back to the phone. I am a murderer. Wow. So that's how people are when they're drinking all day. We've all been there. There was a red blood moon. I woke up and saw it. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Same moon Columbus used to trick the Native Americans into giving him food. Look that up. Look that up. The blood moon happened. It was an eclipse, a lunar eclipse. The moon turned red. I watched it. I woke up. I went, wow. And went right back to bed. It was nice to see for like a minute. But I feel like it changed the vibe of everything. Like now we're on a reset. Like the simulation changed. We're on another timeline now. The red moon reset. I felt refreshed after that red moon. I don't know if you feel that way. Chapel Roan, bring her up a lot on this show, almost as much as Dank Damas and Dave Bloods. Chapel Roan looks like JoJo the Clown, but she came out with a country song. She's pulling a Beyonce. She's appropriating country culture because anyone could do that now. After Beyonce and Post Malone on Machine Gun Kelly and all these people, who cares? They could put out a song that sounds like a microwave spinning, and it would get 5 million streams in the first day because we live in a cult of personality, and you know that. We all know that. Only if you're outside of the simulation can you tell what's going on. But she goes, I'm going to do a country song, and everybody's going to love it. And this country song is it's called The Giver, and Chapel Roan is this lesbian drag queen figure, and it's about women being able to satisfy women better than men. And that's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Like, that's where country is. Imagine telling Willie Nelson that. Hey, Willie, look, listen to this song. He goes, what's Ronald McDonald doing? No, that's the singer. What? What's this song about? He's like, well, it's about, when you lick. Very weird times. I don't even know why I try. I'm back in the studio doing another song. It's a really cool new song with Matt Jenks. Going to be out soon. I'm going to finish it up soon. New music on the way, probably April 2025. Some honorable mentions I'm not going to get into, just going to tell you about them, and you can do whatever you want with this information. I guess Elon Musk is rescuing these astronauts that are stuck up in ISS for God knows how long. They're just up there going insane in this spaceship, star station, Death Star. space base, space station thing. They're just sitting up there playing Yahtzee or, I don't know, left, right, center. And then Elon Musk's X ship, SpaceX, is going to go get them. And we're supposed to love that. Didn't even know they were up there. I don't even know if that's real. I don't even know if this is a planet. I don't know anything anymore. You know? But people seem to care about that stuff. Not anymore. Not anymore. There was a green fire coming out of this like manhole in Texas. That's another honorable mention. I know it's not that big of a deal, but to me, it reminded me of Ghostbusters. Maybe there's some like, I don't know, poltergeist coming out of the subways. That'd be interesting. If it's not Ghostbusters, who cares? Plane problems everywhere too. These planes are crashing, they're flipping, they're catching on fire. I don't know. I don't even want to go on a plane anymore. All these stories. I didn't hear about plane stories ever. There was never any plane problems ever, and now they're every day. Can't even keep up with them. And what happened to the drones? Where are the drones? Nobody cares. Do you realize where'd the drones go? What's going on? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is finally coming out. I've been telling jokes about this for years. I did stand-up bits about it. They got rid of the dwarves. Everybody complained. The lead actress is a woman of color, even though it's Snow White. And the old song goes, skin as white as snow. I don't know. But it's a movie about this, you know what Snow White's about. First full-length animated movie, 1937, I believe, Walt Disney. It had dwarves, and that was the big part. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They didn't cast any short people or dwarves or whatever you call them because it was offensive. Even though the guy, I don't know, what's his name, Dinkler, he was in many movies and he capitalized on his height and his dwarfism or whatever he had his whole life. But instead of letting 12 other people in the same predicament have a chance to be in a major movie, he complained and Disney scrapped it. And they said, we're just going to do them CGI. We're going to computer graphic generate these dwarfs instead of casting actual people that would be perfect for the role. So that was annoying. And then the lead actress, whatever her name is, I don't even care. She was saying all this stuff that the movie is about sexual assault and the prince didn't ask for consent. And like, I don't even know what's going on anymore, but this movie's going to suck. I already know it. The woman also from Wicked, the Alphaba, she was great in the movie. She's a great voice, but she's a black woman. She's bald. She has nose piercings. She's a very unique look. I like it. I like the look. I'm being honest. She's a very unique individual, but she was just cast as to play Jesus Christ. Let me just say it again. She's a black woman, bald, nose ring. She has long nails. Great singer. Playing Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just don't know what's going on. Anyways, I hope the movies are good. I don't think the Snow White one's going to be good. I really don't. I was talking with Christy about the best Disney movies, and it has to go, I don't know the order, but here's the top three. Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and what's the last one? What did I say? Definitely Aladdin and The Lion King. Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King. Best messages, best story, best artwork, best everything, best music. There's other great movies, but those are like the top tier, you know? Nobody asked for the live action. We said this a million times. I wish him well with the Snow White. I don't know what's going to happen there. Last thing I'm going to talk about is that Trump Tower protest that happened. Little weird, needs to be talked about. A man named Mahmoud Kali, hope I'm pronouncing it right. Mahmoud Kali, he was a pro-Palestinian activist, is what the media is saying. Anti-Israel protest he was involved in or whatever at Columbia University. And he got arrested and he's going to get deported. And a lot of people are upset about this. And I don't know all the details of the story, but I'm going to segue it into the next thing that happened because this man got arrested and is about to be deported, these Jewish protesters stormed Trump Tower, went in with all these signs saying, "Bring Mahmoud home." And they refused to leave. And this was on a Thursday, granted. And like 100 people got arrested for storming Trump Tower and doing this. And I just don't understand it. Why Trump Tower? Number one, he's not there. He's not in New York. He's the president of the United States. He's in Washington, D.C. And also, it's Thursday. Do any of you have jobs? Like, what are you doing on a Thursday? Maybe they didn't even tell their significant other what they were doing. Imagine that. Dad, where's mommy? She's in prison because she was sticking up for Mahmoud. But what about school tomorrow? Who's going to make my bologna sandwich? Shh. I have to get your mother out of prison now because she skipped work and went to Trump Tower and was yelling about Mahmoud. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It looked odd, too. They were just submitting. They were like, all right, arrest me. It was very weird. 100 people got arrested. There's a better way to do this, I think. I don't know. But either way, you shouldn't be just getting arrested in this country if you didn't do anything wrong. And you definitely shouldn't be getting deported if you didn't do anything wrong. So we do have to address that. Like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. And there's a lot of bad going on with this Trump administration. And we need to call it out. Some good. I like the idea of seeing the corruption of the government and exposing it. But I'm going to be honest. That might be an act. I didn't see no Epstein list. I didn't see the JFK files or the Martin Luther King files or any of that. The prices didn't go down. Nothing's cheaper. America's not becoming great. It's actually just looking like a mess right now. Looks like you cut everything, even the good, and you let this rampant billionaire psychotic astronaut guy run the country. And he's carrying a chainsaw around and wearing sunglasses like me in the Oval Office and selling cars on the White House lawn. Like, it looks like you have no control. And that's what people are going to think. If I'm saying that, who's pretty level-headed, then the people that are fully brainwashed into a cult on one side or the other are definitely going to think that. And I mean the left. The right is saying, I can't wait to buy a Tesla. And everything's a mess because of Biden. Like, we don't want to be that either. We don't want to be that end that can't see through anything and lives either in denial or fully conspiratorial, thinking that Trump has a plan and him doing that with Musk on the White House lawn was a strategic message. Like, you got to be realist. Things aren't looking great and the promises aren't really being delivered yet. And I think Trump needs to separate himself from Elon. And I think we have to focus on the original message of making America great again, not cutting veterans that work for the National Park Service. And that's my spiel. And with that being said, I have a podcast that has some listeners. It's a very acquired taste, this podcast. I'm not going on Facebook, a tool that people use to find recipes and see when someone gets engaged or dies, to put my opinions up there in an article. Know your place. If you want to hear stuff like this, you listen to it or read about it. It's not to be found on Facebook when I'm watching videos about lasagna. This episode is brought to you in part by Jack's Pub and Eatery and Three Saints Barbershop, located in historic downtown Jessup, Pennsylvania. Mike the Barber, great man, did me up with a great trim. Jack's Pub and Eatery threw a great party for St. Patrick's Day Parade Day, if you call it that. I was there. Good time. I have a comedy show coming up at the Hotel Anthracite in Carbondale, Pennsylvania, April 5th. Get your tickets now while you can with Chef Kawasaki. Interesting guy. Going to be a funny show. A lot to talk about. Easter is coming up. I'm excited about that. I could finally swap out this leprechaun for the Easter Bunny grotesque holiday portrait series painting. And I do look forward to that. Please comment, like, subscribe, tell your grandma, tell your aunt. You maybe even tell your uncle. Tell anyone. Maybe go to Dunkin' and tell the cashier to like this show. We want to get to 50 for 50. We're already at 43. I need 50 subscribers before the 50th episode, or this is a wash. Stay curious, my friends. Good night.